as the grown-ups need to learn something new, educate ourselves. And that was the attitude that we took. So I started signing with her. Now she's 14 months old. By the time we actually were like, yeah, she's really deaf, let's sign with her. And it was a really easy decision for us because her eyes worked and her hands worked. And people would stop. Us, there were people who, I've worked with deaf children before, or I've worked with children with disabilities, and I understand why you'd want to sign with her, but you really need to be careful because she might never talk. So, that she might never talk anyways. She's deaf. It's not going to be the signing that keeps her from talking. It's deafness. There are a lot of things that delay speech. Signing isn't one of them. Speech delays? Those delay speech, let me tell you. Deafness and hearing impairments? That delays speech. Autism, Down syndrome, a lot of things delay speech. Signing isn't it. People say, well, it's a crutch. They'll use it forever. Crutches kind of get a bad rap. You break your leg, what do you need? You need a crutch. When your leg is healed, are you like, no, I really like this crutch, I'm gonna hang on? No, you're so glad to get rid of the crutch, okay? So yeah, maybe sign language. Is a crutch that you use until you don't need sign language anymore, and then you may not use it. Or you might because it's a second language and useful. I've never heard anybody say, do not teach your child English and Spanish. Oh, they can't do it. They're not that smart. They can't do it, and it's bad for them too. So American Sign Language is a language. We didn't have that thing that a lot of parents of deaf children have, where they say, I want my child to speak. I know a lot of parents get stuck there. They're like, I just want my kid to talk. And they all say, I want my kid to be able to order at McDonald's. I don't know why they say that. They all say that. They say, I want them to order. I want so much more than that. I do. And when people would say that, I would say, no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want them to talk. You want them to be a critical thinker. You want them to be amazing. You want them to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. You don't want them just to talk. And very early on, and I don't know why we were able to just see it for what it was, we saw that speech is a skill. And I thought, we could go to speech therapy every day and try and get her to say words, but it sounds like a big waste of both of our time. She can't hear. Why would we take all her spare time and try and get her to say words from a language that she can't even access? She doesn't know and doesn't understand. She's a year old. And so her eyes worked, her hands worked, and we signed with her. And guess what? The coolest thing happened. She started signing back. And she was so good. So, of course, you start with more, basic more and milk, because all they care about is milk. And more, and pretty soon, and so 14 months, we got the diagnosis. By 16 months, she would come in and say, Mom, I'm tired. I'm going to go have a nap. Just a little sleep. Okay, I'll see you later. And she'd go in and put herself down for a nap. And my friends would say, where did Leah go? And I said, oh, she's tired, and she put herself down for a nap. And they're like, Rachel, that is not normal. And I said, "Yeah, it is. She does it all the time." And they're like, but she knew the feeling, tired, and she knew what to do when she had that feeling. You put yourself down for, if only we were so smart as adults. I'm tired, but Facebook is calling, till midnight. And so it was so fun to experience Leah's world, a 1-year-old telling us about her world. She couldn't have done that if she didn't sign. Even if she could hear, she couldn't have told us the things that she told us. She'd come in, "Mom, I really want a grilled cheese sandwich and I want goldfish crackers. I love you. I'll see you later. I'll be watching TV. Just bring it to me, okay?" I'm like, okay. All babies start communicating with signs. They do. They wave bye-bye, and you never think, don't let them sign bye-bye. They won't ever say it. No, your grandmas and grandpas and parents, you're like, they're waving bye-bye. You're showing off. You're so excited. It never crosses your mind to say, don't let them do that. They all start signing. They point to what they want, and they do this. What's that mean? What do they want? What is it? I know their fuse is about that long, isn't it? You better guess what it is, because they're pointing at the pantry and they're signing to the thing that they want. And now you start going, don't you? Do you want goldfish crackers? Did you want Oreos? Because you've got like 5 guesses before they blow, right? Okay, yeah, this is a sign for tantrum. Here's the floor. You lay on your back and you kick and scream. Tantrum. I don't teach that one in signing time, for good reason. So yeah, They know what they want. They know. They're pointing right to it. What is your problem? I'm pointing right to it, and you're guessing. Why not give them signs? When Leah was not even 2 years old, she had hundreds of signs. And we had hundreds of amazing conversations that you could not have with a 2-year-old. We moved to Los Angeles from Salt Lake City, and we're driving along. She says, Bobby, Bobby. I was Bobby for 7 years because mommy and Bobby on the mouth look exactly the same. So Bobby. Bobby, and people complain about having to drive with their kids facing backwards. You just try driving around LA with a deaf kid in the backseat. Bobby, Bobby, wait for the light. Hold on. Because I need both hands, hold on. And you're adjusting the mirror, and you get to the light. I'm like, what do you want? She's like, Mom, what does Lease spell? And she's not 2. Now, if she could hear, she couldn't have asked that because she wouldn't have even been able to say the letters. She couldn't have written them down yet. She may have noticed them and thought, well, those look familiar, but she couldn't have asked what she asked me at 2. If you really think about it. And I'm looking around, I'm like, really? You know, there's a big sign that says for lease. Well, Leah, you know how we have our home and every month we pay to live there. Well, lease, that's the same but for a business. They pay and they have that space and then they all work there. That's, why are we having this conversation year 2, right? Because, and I imagine we drove along and she looked over and saw L-E-A-S. Well, my name is L-E-A-H. I wonder what that means. You know, very, very, very possible. So she was able to direct and lead conversations that I never, why would you point that out to your 2-year-old? No, you wouldn't, you know, and she pointed out things to us that were just amazing. Leah did not have a newborn hearing screening. She was born in Salt Lake City, December 1996. And people kept asking, well, didn't she have the screening? Didn't she have a screening? I don't know. I was in the hospital, you know, with a new baby, just trying to figure out nursing, you know. Well, she didn't have a screening? I don't know. So I called the hospital, I called the nurses, I called the newborn unit, and finally somebody called me back and said, and I don't know if this is true or not, but we can do a little research and find out, but what they told me, they said, well, we did a study. In January of 1996. January 1st, we started testing every baby that was born, doing the hearing test. We ran the study through the end of November, and in December, we didn't test any babies. But we compiled all of the results from our tests, and we decided it was worth it. and we would test every baby from here on out. I know I have chills, starting January. Yeah, she was born in December of '96, and that 1 month where they were testing babies. And I'm okay with that, because I kind of have a feeling how it would have gone if they'd handed me my newborn baby and said, Rachel, she's profoundly deaf. It would have been a mess. I had a year of living with her and treating her like any other kid. And I think that was a real gift to her and to me, because I got to see she can have sleepovers with grandma. She can go play with cousins. I would have been like, I can't tell her where we're going and that we're ever coming back. How would I explain that to her? She doesn't even understand signs yet, you know? And so we had that year, and then we had the signing.